Good evening, everyone. It is right now after 8:30, and we are starting a new herping vlog into 2023. It is actually now the month of September, so we are nearing the end of summer, and I'm going to go out and do some road cruising, which I've been doing down here in the Everglades for the past several months. And I'm just going to go out and look for some snakes and other herps that might be crossing the road, and if I find any one of those things, I will show them to you. But let's get on the road, see what we can get, and hopefully avoid that storm. Alright, first snake on the night is probably the snake I've encountered the most often down here, and that is the Florida cottonmouth. So, as I've said, I've seen this snake countless times, so we'll make sure it gets off the road safely and keep on driving. Alright, we got our second Florida cottonmouth on the night. This snake was working its way onto the road and decided to turn around. So already two cottonmouths relatively close to each other, and I think a pretty good way to start the night. Alright, we just got, this is a young Burmese python on the road. Probably a hatchling born earlier this year, but it's already starting to grow. Alright everyone, this is a big female Florida green water snake. Unfortunately, she is dead. I have not seen a big female Florida green in a little bit, so I was hoping that this snake would be alive, so pretty disappointed she's not. This is why it is very difficult to herp in the Everglades sometimes, because those are all mosquitoes. As you can see, I'm literally surrounded by a cloud of them. I had to put my bug suit on, and even then I can still feel them. And right now we're just shining around looking for snakes, but this is the worst that it's been in quite some time. So yeah, I was just walking around the edge of the forest here looking for any snakes, and these mosquitoes are just on another level. It is actually painful right now because of all the bites that I have. Like, you just look at this. So to all the people, here's a gecko, by the way, house gecko. Please eat mosquitoes. Do one good thing as an invasive species. But I'll say this. For those of you who live in the Northeast who complain about how bad the mosquitoes are, you would not last 5 seconds here in the Everglades, because I've never seen... Literally, these are all just mosquitoes everywhere. My arms are literally on fire, even though I have a bug suit on, because they are just really bad. So I figured I'd give you at least a taste of what it's like herping here in the Everglades during the wet season, having to deal with the biggest hazard, mosquitoes. Okay people, this is insane. Running across the road, this is a baby American crocodile. Oh my god, he was sprinting across her. I'm like, that's not a lizard. It's a baby croc. First time I've ever road cruised a crocodile. I've only seen them in and around water, so yeah, that is a really cool find. I'm going to try and get some pictures of this guy, then yeah, we'll keep on going, see what else we can find. So here's one last look. So the road is right over here, swarmed by mosquitoes. And here's a little baby croc. That is so wild. Never thought I would see this. The mosquitoes are so bad, my hand's on fire right now, but pretty cool. Alright everyone, we have our fourth live snake of the night and our third Florida cottonmouth. This guy is just yeeting himself along the road at just before midnight, and there he goes. So, he's gonna do what cottonmouths do best, mouth gape, but he only did that for a second. Now he's at the edge of the road here. There we go. Nice good look at that. Iconic defensive behavior. So, that's why they call them cottonmouths. Yeah. And that's also what they are known for. Everyone thinks, oh, cottonmouths chase me, and the opposite happens. They just run away. So yeah, this snake has made it off the road safely, so we'll let him be. We're getting some crazy lightning up ahead, and of course now it's going to be pitch black, but earlier we were just getting these huge bolts. You might be able to hear the thunder go off. Oh, there's some lightning there. And the cottonmouth has worked his way over here now, so yep, we'll let him be, keep on going, see what else we can get. Well, we got our 5th snake of the night and our 4th Florida cottonmouth. This is a little guy who is working his way onto the road. So I was able to straddle and avoid hitting it. But yeah, there's a good look at him right there. So, pretty cool. 4 cottonmouths on the night and 2 pretty much back to back. So we'll keep on going, see what else we can find. Well, it is after midnight, and we have cottonmouth number 5 on the night. This guy was really scoping along the road here. I think it's probably just going to work its way right off the road into the grass. So yeah, 5 cottonmouths, 1 python, 6 alive snakes. So not my worst night, not my best either, but I think it's still overall a good night in the Everglades. At least snake-wise, but yeah. And there he goes. Of course, not chasing me, but fleeing at my very sight. So, keep going, see if we can get another snake after midnight. And here is our 6th Florida cottonmouth of the night, our 2nd little cottonmouth on the night, and our 7th alive snake overall. So yeah, pretty small cottonmouth, like one we found earlier. So it's after midnight right now, there's no one on the road, and this cottonmouth is turning around, so we'll just keep on going and see if we can find another snake. Well, we have another snake on the road, and it is another small cottonmouth. It is our, what is this, 7th Florida cottonmouth on the night, and our 8th alive snake overall. So there we go. This one's a little, I think, lighter pattern than even the last one was. You can see that yellow tip tail for caught alluring. And yeah, so a lot of baby cottonmouths are just deciding to come out with this rain that just passed through. So maybe we'll see some more. Pretty cool. All right, people, not even a minute after our last snake on the road, we have another snake, and I'm pretty sure this is a cottonmouth. It is a cottonmouth. It's our 8th cottonmouth and our 9th alive snake on the night. We're getting a really interesting push right now towards the end of the night. This rain's drawing a lot of cottonmouths on the road. Hello, there we go. Yep, so wet conditions leading to some cottonmouths. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, we got another snake. I'm losing track as to how many cottonmouths we're seeing, but all these babies are just coming onto the road right now. So here's one right here. I think this is our 9th cottonmouth on the night and our 10th alive snake overall. And all these cottonmouths, the majority of them, have just been showing up right about now within like 10-20 minutes of each other, which is crazy. So yeah, we're getting a cottonmouth pretty much every minute on the road, and this guy's gonna make it off safely. Let's see if we can find some more. Well, we're over double digits with alive snakes. And here's another young cottonmouth. This is just ridiculous right now. So many baby cottonmouths just showing up onto the road, and they all look very similar. They have this very similar pattern, but I can assure you that these are indeed all different snakes. So there's a look at this young cottonmouth right here. I think we have over 10 cottonmouths on the night. I think my personal record's a dozen, and all these little baby cottonmouths just showing up out of nowhere, which is just crazy. There is another look at him. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, everyone, so the weirdest thing just happened. I didn't get this on film, and I really didn't want to. That last cottonmouth we found, I looked up, and this is what the road looks like right here. There's no lights, nothing. A random guy just showed up out of nowhere with no headlight on, carrying what appeared to be a raincoat, and was walking right towards my truck. I immediately ran into my truck and just took off. Dude had no headlight, nothing, just walking on the side of this road that goes on for miles. Yeah, some shady stuff, to say the least. Hopefully we don't encounter that again. But yeah, he is somewhere, and he went in that direction, so pretty creepy. Hey everyone, so it is the end of the night and we made it back safely. And I say safely because I'm still thinking about that really weird encounter I had with that guy. I'm pretty sure he was a homeless dude just walking on the side of the road. But where he was and everything was pretty concerning, so I had called the law enforcement and just got off the phone with them to let him know. But thankfully he didn't, like, he was, when I saw him, he was closer to my truck than I was, so he could have easily have gone in and driven off or whatever. Just one of those sketchy situations that herpers often, I wouldn't say often, but every once in a while we'll run into. But with that being said, this was a really interesting night. What was really unique about it was we started off by getting a lot of snakes at the beginning of the road, and then got hardly anything after that. And then on our way at the end, when we had turned around and were working our way back, we just got all those cottonmouths, which was crazy. Probably, like I said, almost 10 cottonmouths just in 20 minutes. So yeah, a really interesting night. I think the highlight, of course, though, was probably seeing that baby American crocodile crossing the road, despite the fact I was getting absolutely swarmed by mosquitoes. So I'm gonna call it a night and go back into my house and hopefully not have any more weird encounters. And you will see the next herp in a couple seconds that I find. Well, all the credit here goes to Peter, who was leaving my house and literally just like 100 feet away came across a coral snake, which is the second one that I've ever seen.
Oh, you showered?
Yeah, I did. And it's smaller than I think than the first one we got, which is a couple weeks ago, but it's still a really cool find nonetheless. They've been here for 7 months, and it took 7 months to see a coral snake in my neighborhood. Okay. Alright, I can't really describe what's going on right now because this just shows you, or is a good representation of what it's like to try and find coral snakes in Florida. You can either spend months going out for hundreds of miles of road cruising and never see one, or you can go for a walk outside of your house and one just happens to be there. So, get my other light on him, but yeah, he's just freezing up in the grass right here, so I'm pretty satisfied with this encounter. The mosquitoes are absolutely ferocious, so I think we're just going to let the coral snake be, and we're going to keep on, well, yeah, we'll just let him be. Well, good night, everyone. It is just before sunset here in South Florida, and I am currently filming the Silver Stallion, aka Peter's car, because I'm going out with Peter tonight to do some python hunting and some herping, too. Obviously every other herp we will find is basically a bycatch, but something was moving in the woods over there. Well, hopefully we can get some pythons tonight and find some other stuff as well. But we're going to get going on the road here shortly, and hopefully we have a good night. Okay. Yeah. Well, Peter and I, we did it again. This is the third coral snake that we've seen in like the last, I don't know, 2.5 weeks. And it's our second coral snake in the last week. So 2 coral snakes in this video specifically, but there it goes. What an absolutely stunning animal. we get some pictures of this guy, and we'll see what else we can find.
Help not shoot, so I don't have a little responsibility for that.
Sick. Alright, so the coral snake is venturing its way into the vegetation now. We are satisfied with our footage and images. As I mentioned, this is the third coral snake I've seen in like the last couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and the second one that I've seen in the past week alone. All of them have been with Peter, by the way, so I think he's just a good luck charm. But yeah, coral snakes are really they're so unique because they're in this group of snakes that are known as elapids, which elapids in the old world, like say Asia, Australia, they're so diverse. But in the US, this is the only group of elapids, and they're coral snakes. So not a very toxic venomous, their neurotoxin they have is pretty potent, but coral snakes are incredibly docile, and in addition to that, their fangs have a really hard time penetrating like the human skin. Most places it'd be very difficult for them to bite you, but in addition to their very docile demeanor, coral snake bites are very rare. You just have to really go out of your way to annoy these snakes, like really go out of your way to annoy them. But we are satisfied with the images that we've gotten, and the snake has been very cooperative for the most part, so it's going to work its way up this little hill here, and we're just going to get back on the road. Maybe we'll see another coral snake or something else that's really cool, but there he goes. Just unbelievable. For such a long time, these snakes were just so hard to find, and all of a sudden they're just popping off right now. We're just having really good luck. So yeah, can't take these snakes for granted in the slightest. Alright, see what else we can get. Ooh, I'm getting good footage of it. Alright everyone, we somehow straddled and avoid hitting this absolutely gorgeous corn snake that's trying to now climb up my shoulder and body, and is succeeding in that regard. But yeah, absolutely stunning chill corn snake. We lost him in the grass, but I didn't think he could have gone that far, and sure enough he was maybe like 10 or 15 feet off the road. And yeah, here he comes up my arm. That's actually pretty cool. I absolutely love corn snakes. I know down here they can be pretty common, and I've seen quite a few this year, but I don't know, I just think that they're awesome. And this one's has a really beautiful pattern to him too. So, hey there, buddy. I guess I'm a tree. Alright, well here's Peter with the corn snake. I'd say this guy's about 2 to 3 feet long. He's not super big, but
yeah, 2.5.
Very active corn.
Very active.
Really cool to get a native snake, even though we're looking for pythons. This is like the first native snake that wasn't a coral that we've seen in this spot. So that's actually really cool.
Yeah. Look at that belly.
That classic corn pattern.
Mm-hmm.